What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video here. You guys probably saw in my last video that I covered the story about this American crocodile that was discovered in the Florida Keys that had been injured with a spear on the back of its head and was successfully taken into surgery and had the spear completely removed, and the animal went into recovery. But the animal had the spear removed, but unfortunately they were not able to remove the bullet from the animal's brain, so the animal is blind in its right eye, but it is thriving though. The animal is eating well regardless of that. But another incident occurred with another American crocodile literally a week after this one was rescued. Let's go ahead and jump right into it, everybody. I'm gonna go ahead and share with you guys this story. What's going on, everybody? So, if any of you folks follow any crocodiles, alligator, crocodile Facebook pages, especially those that are in Florida, you guys probably heard about an American crocodile that was just captured in a canal located just outside of Satellite Beach, that apparently was discovered that it had, according to witnesses, that it had a golden retriever in its mouth. And now this is a very interesting story here, because this crocodile was believed to be about 10-11 feet long, and somebody was strolling by on the sidewalk and they noticed the crocodile with its head above the water, and when they approached it, they noticed it had something in its mouth, and when they got a closer look, they noticed immediately it was a canine locked in its jaws. And unfortunately, the dog did not survive. The dog was already deceased. Very sorry for the owner's loss of their dog for that. But eventually FWC was immediately called right away, and the crocodile was eventually captured, and the animal was relocated to a private sanctuary where the animal will live out for the rest of its life. What does this mean, for people in this community? Like, what was this crocodile really doing there in the first place? To be truthful about this, I'm not exactly sure, but by the looks of it, from when I saw the footage of the person that captured the crocodile in video with the dog in its mouth, it looked like it wasn't in a residential area. If anybody has been following, wildlife conservation in Florida for a long time, conservationists and HOA owners have been battling back and forth over wildlife habitat for a while, and it seems like a lot of these HOAs are continuing to destroy native habitat for these animals, especially in South Florida. The American crocodile is one of Florida's most unique reptiles, and this animal has been federally protected on the endangered species list since the 1960s, and this is a rare reptile. And so, since it was an endangered species, this crocodile could not be euthanized. That's the thing. And I'm sure some folks in Florida were not too pleased to hear that this animal was not killed, but it's important to educate the public to understand why this animal was not euthanized. And that's because this animal, it was just doing its natural instincts, as an apex predator, to hunt and survive. And when it probably saw that golden retriever, it saw that as a perfect target, something that's not too big and not too small. We're not exactly sure how this crocodile got the dog, but chances are either the dog may have gotten loose and it went too close to the water's edge and didn't know the crocodile was near there. But other than that, the animal, like I said, is going to live out the rest of its life in a private sanctuary where it will not bother anybody again. Will this be the first? Will this not be the last? This might not be the last time we'll see an American crocodile in this area. For some of you guys that don't know about American crocodiles, these animals are one of the few crocodilian species that can also live both, not just fresh water, but they can also live in salt water. These animals have been found in the Florida Keys along the Florida Straits, because these animals have salt glands on their jaws that allows them to, survive the saltwater conditions. And of course, like I said, they're one of the few crocodilians in the world that can live in fresh salt water. So if you guys are down there on the Florida coast, whether if you're near Key Largo or just outside of Miami, you might want to keep your eyes open. You might get to see an American crocodile somewhere. But don't be alarmed or freaked out, you guys, because like alligators, American crocodiles don't want anything to do with people. These animals, they don't like targeting anything much bigger than them. And normally they don't. Like literally, you can't get within no more than maybe 15-20 feet of these animals, and they're the first thing they're gonna do. If they see an opportunity to escape, they're gonna take that opportunity. Again, about 9 times out of 10. But so far, in Florida's entire recorded history, no one has ever been killed by an American crocodile. And that's, like I said, because this animal is a rare species, and usually they don't come in contact with humans too often, but when they do, most of the time they don't want to be around people. So this is something pretty important I wanted to share with everybody. Is that if you do come across an alligator or a crocodile, the best thing to do is just leave it alone. Or if it's starting to cause problems, you know, like if it's starting to come too close to people's residential homes, that's when the smart thing to do is call your local wildlife agency, see if they can get this animal removed and see if they can take it to a sanctuary nearby. So again, I just want to share my sympathies to the dog's owner, the owner of the dog, whether it's one owner or more than one. Either way, I am truly sorry. And I'm sure this crocodile did not mean to do that, you guys. It doesn't understand what it's like having a family pet. It doesn't know that. It's just doing what its natural instinct is. It's just to live and survive. I want to also let a lot of pet owners out there in Florida be aware that if you do plan on taking your dogs for a walk, and if you're going near a lake, a river, or a pond, keep your pets away from the water is probably the smartest thing to do, because dogs are a pretty easy target for these animals. It's not the first time a dog has been killed by an alligator or a crocodile in Florida before. It's not the first time, and it won't be the last. And a lot of wildlife experts and wildlife officials have told people, the public, over and over, keep your pets away from the water. And like I said, there's a chance maybe the pet owner maybe got distracted and the dog got loose by accident and went too close to the water, to the canal, and the crocodile was right nearby and took that chance to either it's now or never to get something to eat. Other than that, that's all I just wanted to cover for this video, everybody. Tell me what your guys' thoughts are in the comments. Do you think this crocodile should have been euthanized? Or are you actually glad that this animal was taken out of the wild and relocated to a private sanctuary? Regardless though, I just wanted to cover that video in this little news story for you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And I'm gonna go ahead and see you guys in the next video.